Good morning and good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Before Coffee. It is Wacky and Weird Wednesday. We're going to look at some weird stories that's been happening in the news, like a hedgehog that wasn't a hedgehog, and also updates on the Baltimore Bridge disaster and the lives lost and the lives saved. Let's go ahead and get into our headlines. Today on Before Coffee. Rescue baby hedgehog turns out to be a hat bauble. An Australian freed from drain after 30 hours hiding from the police.
And what we know about the missing workers in the recovery effort of the Baltimore Key Bridge, and we have a MegaMillions winner.
Boat race organizers warn rowers not to enter water after E. coli discovery.
And a California municipality has been making Lego mugshots, and the company wants them to stop. And we do our tournament picks.
In culture news, the Pirates of the Caribbean series returning, but without its featured Johnny Depp.
Those stories and more, which is, hold on. I had too many things open. Those stories and more, which is National Joe Day, March 27th, 2024 on Before Coffee.
Okay, our first news story coming out of Manchester, England, on BBC by Iwan Gwain. This is a short one, so that's why we're doing two in this segment. The pom-pom, initially thought to be a hoglet, is said to have come from a bobble hat. A wildlife rescue that took in what it thought was a baby hedgehog found it was actually caring for a bauble from a hat. It was brought to the Lower Moss Nature Preserve and Wildlife Hospital by a well-meaning rescuer last week. On arrival, they discovered the hoglet was in fact a faux furry friend, a volunteer for the animal charity said. Our hearts melted, the volunteer at the rescue based in Knutsford, Cheshire added. The rescue posted on social media a photo of the decorative ball, showing it nestled in a box beside a bowl of food. The adorable hoglet still got all the love, complete with some cozy TLC, the charity tweeted. Sometimes even the most heartwarming stories start with a hilarious twist. The charity, which offers educational trips for schools and other groups, looks after about 20,000 injured animals each year. Wow, imagine you're like, oh, I found this poor baby hedgehog. Oh, the poor thing. It does look like an animal. I guess they didn't flip it over to look on the underside, right? They just were like, oh, let me lift it carefully.
Yeah.
Little fuzzy thing. In more kind of British adjacent news, this is coming from Australia on RNZ News by Hannah Ritchie in Sydney. And Queensland man spent 36 hours wading through stormwater. An Australian man has been freed after spending more than 30 hours in an underground drain network. The 38-year-old originally told authorities he had entered the drain in Brisbane to retrieve his phone, but Queensland police said he had fled there after his car crashed into one of their vehicles on Sunday. He's like, I can't be bothered with this insurance claims and crashing into a Queensland police car. I'm just going to go into the sewers. The man was rescued after a passerby phoned authorities to report that someone was stuck underground. He was treated for abrasions and hypothermia. Local media reported the man had been in knee-deep water before firefighters lifted a drain lid, allowing him to climb out. The rescue effort took about 5 minutes, a Queensland Fire and Emergency Service spokesperson told the BBC. Local residents James Lingwood, who made the call to authorities, told the Courier Mail newspaper that he first encountered the man on Sunday after hearing a voice sort of yelling. He seemed to be okay. He said he could get out where he got in, so I just left him alone, he told the newspaper. By Monday, though, when he returned to the same spot, he decided to act after hearing heavy breathing, indicating someone was in distress. On Tuesday, which was March 26th, so this happened on March 25th, and then March 26th, they actually rescued him. On Tuesday, police said the man had been driving a suspicious car that reversed and struck a police vehicle around 4:20 a.m. local time on the 24th of Sunday, causing damage to both cars. No police officers were injured. Sorry, I got it wrong. So on Sunday, he ran into the sewers. On Monday, they found him, and on Tuesday, they told us what actually happened. His car then sped off before involved in a second crash, which caused minor injuries to other drivers. Okay, so he was actually driving recklessly, and he must have been on something because he decided running into the sewers was the only way to free him from his crimes. Moments later, the suspect allegedly abruptly exited the car and ran from scene on foot. It's amazing what people will do sometimes and what happens. So yes, there's always surprises. Acting Police Commissioner Steve Golshawitzki told the media on the 26th. When asked about the case, police said the man, who is in stable condition, is now assisting them with their inquiries. What's wrong with you? Why did you run away? What's going on? So there's your 2 wacky news stories. Make sure you check you're not taking care of a head bobble when you see a hedgehog, and just get arrested, dude. Don't try to get hypothermia and die of blood loss because you want to run into the sewers for 30 hours.
Yeah.
On to your news story.
A life-threatening sewer. Another dangerous news. As I paused the video, I was trying to fit. This is an update on the Key Bridge collapse. The Francis Scott Key Bridge, of course, hit by a ship yesterday morning. And what we know about the missing workers as recovery efforts resume after Baltimore Bridge collapse. This is from ABC News. Victoria Arancio and Kevin Shelby. Recovery efforts Wednesday in search for 6 missing construction workers who was said to be on the Baltimore Francis Scott Key Bridge when it collapsed after being hit by a cargo ship Tuesday morning. They are presumed dead, officials said Tuesday. Two Guatemalans, a Salvadoran, are among the missing, foreign officials and local aid groups said. A Mexican embassy official in Washington said some missing are also Mexican, although he did not say how many. The family of a man from Honduras also said their loved one has not come home after working on the bridge. Based on the length of the time we have gone in the search, the extensive search efforts that we put into it, the water temperature at this point, we do not believe we're going to find any of these individuals still alive, Rear Admiral Shannon Gilreath told reporters. Here's what we know about the missing workers. Local authorities have yet to confirm the identities of those missing, but have said they include construction workers who were on the bridge at the time of the collapse. However, foreign officials said and local aid groups said construction workers originally from Guatemala and El Salvador are among the 6 missing. 8 construction workers who were fixing potholes on the span plunged into the frigid water as the bridge collapsed early Tuesday, officials said. 2 were pulled from the water, including one who's hospitalized, according to officials. He has since been released from a hospital, according to ABC News. The 2 from the Guatemala who are missing are 26-year-old from San Luis Pieten and 35-year-old from Camatan, Chiquamala, the country's foreign ministry said. The names are not released. The Consul General of Guatemala in Maryland was able to establish telephone communication with the brothers of the missing Guatemalans, the ministry said in a statement posted in Spanish. Another missing worker was identified as Miguel Luna, who is originally from El Salvador, according to the court-appointed Special Advocates, a group that works with immigrants. Miguel Luna from El Salvador left 6:30 p.m. Monday evening for work and since has not come home, the organization said in a press release. He is a husband, the father of 3, and has called Maryland his home for over 19 years. Martin Suazo's family called him early Tuesday with devastating news. His brother, 38-year-old Maynor Yazir Suazo Sandoval, had been doing maintenance work on Key Bridge when it collapsed into the river, he told CNN. At first, the family held out hope, believing that Suazo would be found alive, the brother said, but now they just hope his body can be recovered so the family can have some closure and give him a proper goodbye. Suazo is from Azacualpa, Santa Barbara in Honduras, but has been living in the United States for the last 18 years, his brother said. He is a married father of 2, an 18-year-old son and a 5-year-old daughter, Martin Suazo said. He has been doing construction work, but is also an entrepreneur and has started his own maintenance company. He ventured into the U.S. in search of a better life, Martin Suazo said. The family had been informed that the search was suspended Tuesday night due to difficult weather conditions, but were told that recovery efforts resumed Monday morning, but they said. Baltimore Fire Chief James Wallace said the operations were halted overnight due to dangerous conditions, including very unstable sections of the bridge and shipping containers hanging from the cargo ship, CNN reported. Maryland Governor Wes Moore said Tuesday, "We're still fully committed to making sure we're going to use every single asset to now bring a sense of closure to the families. The conditions in the water, including low temperatures and unpredictable currents, have made it dangerous for first responders and authorities. Authorities said they plan to conduct recovery efforts starting at 6 a.m. on Wednesday, which is 3.5 hours ago. We're hoping to put divers in the water and begin more detailed search to the very best to recover those missing 6 people." And there's your story on that tragedy. And of course, brings home that the people that do these dangerous jobs for low pay are immigrants. And they don't just come here and go, "Hey, give me free stuff." They go to work, boys and girls. They go to work. They want to work. They ain't there to get free stuff and take your life away from you. I guarantee none of you would have been doing that job that they were doing at 1 a.m. on the Key Bridge. None of you watching this. Guarantee
I can't find any sources for this information. I don't know if you mentioned it in your report, but I saw on social media that supposedly the ship was doing a mayday to the bridge authority
it had no
and
power.
telling them, "Hey, I think we're gonna crash," for a while.
Lost power. Right.
So I don't know who's to blame for them.
The ship power failing.
Yeah, no, I mean, they were sending maydays
thing,
to the saying we're gonna crash in the bridge, and they were still on, like, there's still people on the bridge, and they didn't evacuate them or tell them to get the fuck off the bridge or anything.
The Coast Guard's responsibility to respond to maydays, and they should have been warning anybody near or on the bridge.
There were people, I think there were people stopping people from getting on the bridge, but for some reason they didn't tell the people on the bridge to get off the bridge. It seems like a missed
you're on a
opportunity
bridge
to save lives there.
You're on a bridge, you're doing a job, you've been doing it for years, you just got your head down doing your job, right? You don't expect anything.
Well, yeah.
So, there may not even been any warnings, of course, but they may not have heard them anyway. I don't know. But,
it's just tragic. I'm just hoping it was just incompetence and not actual, fuck those.
I'm not hoping it's incompetence. I don't hope it's anything. I just want the bridge, you want.
I'm just saying my gut reaction, which is just a feeling, it's not based on logic, was, some immigrants on the bridge. Fuck them. Who cares? Don't tell them the bridge is about to get crashed into.
Don't even think that enters.
I'm just saying that's my gut reaction of people. Because I grew up in America,
paranoid.
Being treated like an immigrant myself. Okay.
Try to analyze things with actual evidence.
No, that's what I'm saying. There is no evidence. I'm saying to you right now. This is my gut reaction to the news that the only people who have been killed in the accident are 6 missing world workers who I already assumed were people who were not originally from the U.S. Immigrants, so to say. So.
I don't think they knew that when they started looking for him, so I have no idea.
No, I don't think they knew. I don't think
of
any of that. I'm just saying there was maydays sent over, and nobody said get off the bridge. Yeah, well, that's all.
From what I can see from the video, this ship had no power, and they really didn't have a lot of warning. Even if they gave a warning, it wasn't a lot. It wasn't a lot of time.
Yeah.
Hey, the ship just lost power, and then it came back right before it hit the bridge. Like
4 times actually, it lost power.
Yeah. And I guess on to your story.
Okay. For our next story, we are going to talk about more boats, but this is a more disease-ridden boat, less about boat crashes. This is from The Guardian by Sean Ingle. Boat race organizers have issued new safety guidance for the race coming this Saturday on the Thames. which is the 30th of March.
The Thames.
Thames.
Yeah.
Warning rowers not to enter the water and to cover any open wounds after high levels of E. coli bacteria were found in the river's course. It means the traditional celebration in which members of the winning team often jump into the river, which was seen last year when Cambridge men's Cox Jasper Parrish jumped into the river at Mortlake, could be consigned to history. Instead, the Oxford and Cambridge crews will be encouraged to wash themselves down at a dedicated cleansing station at the finish. Well, maybe they can get some buckets and put some buckets over their heads. However, organizers have confirmed to The Guardian that the 78th women's race and 169th men's race will go ahead as planned. Just don't touch, drink, or even look at the water. Just row. Just row. So in a way, I thought this would be kind of wacky news. It's not really wacky, it's kind of expected. Everyone knows the river is a dirty river. Don't go swimming in it. They used to dump stuff in there during the Victorian times, and it takes a while to clean all that gunk.
Oh,
not really surprised. I'm just saying it's not really surprised that the river is incredibly polluted, but right now it's oddly polluted because they're actually getting E. coli readings in the water, and they're not really sure where the source is, I think.
Most
the new
rivers are
guy,
polluted.
sorry?
Most rivers are polluted. They pick up all kinds of crap as they
Yeah.
go along. So, yeah.
A new guidance was issued after the River Action Campaign group found an average of 2,869 E. coli colonies forming CFU per 100 milliliters of water in 16 tests around Hammersmith Bridge, which is just short of the halfway along the 4.25-mile boat race course. To meet the Environment Agency's inland bathing water quality standards, the level should be below 1,000 CFU per 100 milliliters. So it's almost 3 times over. E. coli bacterium, which is found in feces, can cause a range of conditions, including urinary tract infections, cystitis, intestinal infection, vomiting, and with the worst cases leading to life-threatening blood poisoning. You don't want that just for rowing in the river. River Action said the testing locations suggested the source of the pollution is from the water discharging sewage directly into the river and its tributaries. Lovely. So somebody's dumping sewage into the water. It said this was based on a publicly available data which showed that the water company had discharged sewage into the Greater London area of the river for 1,914 hours from the start of 2024 up to the 26th of March. What, they were just full of sewage and they're like, oh, what do we do with this? Put it in the river. River Action, British Rowing, and the Rivers Trust have now issued new guidance to rowing clubs across the UK on safety in polluted waters, which has been included in the boat race briefing packs to both universities. Rowers are also advised on the importance of covering cuts, grazes, and blisters with waterproof dressing, told to take care not to swallow river water that splashes close to the mouth, and to clean all equipment thoroughly. In a statement to The Guardian, the boat race said it supported the research carried out by the River Action and confirmed that it would be implementing similar safety measures for the race on Saturday. Water quality is an ongoing concern for the boat race, it said. We have put in place a series of precautionary measures this year to protect the health of all athletes, which includes guidance regarding the covering up of open wounds, regular hand washing, cleaning stations at the finishing area, and highlighting the risk of entering the water. We'll also be taking on board British Rowing recent poor water quality guidance issued in the partnership with River Action, as we look forward to Gemini Boat Race 2024. Meanwhile, River Action's chief executive James Wallace criticized Thames Water for not doing more to improve water quality. Yeah, hello, why are you dumping sewage in it? Is this like a private company as well? That's the worst part, right? If it's the government, at least, what are you doing, my local MP? But you can't even yell at a local MP about this. It literally says here, it's definitely an LTD, so it's a large private utility company responsible for Greater London, Luton, Surrey, all ports places, all other parts, and it has a monopoly on the regions it serves. So it's not like, oh, we can get a different company to cover this. No, we are having a monopoly on this whole region, supplying water, so we can just dump sewage because you don't have any other option. Woo! Private companies, everyone. Fucked up. Should be fined. Should be fined for 30% of all its money it's made or something. Fuck. Destroying the largest river. I think it's the largest river in the UK, or one of the largest rivers in the UK. I don't know.
That's the one that London is on.
People pay us to, take care of sewage. We don't know what to do with it though, so we just dump it wherever we want. We are in a tragic situation when elite athletes are issued with health guidance ahead of a historic race on the capital's river, he said. Our water quality results should show what happens after decades of neglect and a monopoly. Prosecution of Thames water by the Environment Agency for pollution incidents led to fines of $35.7 million between 2017 and 2023, with the company fined $3.33 million last July after millions of liters of raw sewage flooded two rivers near Gatwick. You know what that sounds like? It sounds like you need to make that from $1 million to $1 billion because they're not fucking listening. They're just getting fined and fined. We'll just pay it. We make double that every year, so we'll just lose some in the fourth quarter. Hello? If it keeps happening, the fines aren't working, dude. Force the company to go public or something.
It's the second longest river.
Huh?
It's the second longest river.
Okay, so second longest river in the UK just be freely polluted by a private monopoly. Yay! Capitalism. In a statement, they blamed the problem on recent high levels of rainfall. Oh, it's not us dumping sewage. It's just raining a lot and people are shitting in the streets, you see? And that's why there's shit in the water. Taking action to improve the health of rivers is a key focus for us, just so that we don't get sued more. And we want to, that's not what they said, but that's, it's a key focus for us and we want to lead the way with our transparent approach to data. Spokesperson said, we remain the only company to provide live alerts for untreated discharges, and this near real-time data is available to customers as a map on our website. We're the only company because you also have a monopoly, so you're actually the only company that's even available. We have experienced higher than average long-term rainfall across London and the valley, with groundwater levels exceptionally high for this time of the year, they added. The overflows are designed to operate automatically when the sewer network is about to overwhelmed, which then releases diluted wastewater in rivers, rather than letting it back up into people's homes. We are working hard to make these discharges unnecessary and have public plans to upgrade over 250 of our sites, including a $100 million upgrade of our Mogden sewage treatment works in southwest London, to treat the high volumes of incoming sewage and reduce the need for overflows during wet weather. You know what's crazy about this? The UK is famously known for having terrible weather and it's always raining, and yet they didn't build their infrastructure with that in mind. Negligence, man. Negligence. Stay safe out there, rowers of London. Don't drink the water. I repeat, don't drink the water. And good luck. Your story.
Okay. All right. So don't get diphtheria out there. Just because your local people just want to take the money and not do the job.
Yeah.
Well, news briefs. MegaMillions has a winner. I know we've been reporting on the over $2 billion for two huge lotteries in the United States, and one of them has a winner. Last night there was one jackpot winning ticket. It was sold in New Jersey. Drawing. The Tuesday the game showed on its website. This is from NBC News, but I don't know if there's a reporter. Phil Halsell is a reporter. The Garden State just got a little greener. Someone won the $1 billion MegaMillions jackpot Tuesday, and the ticket was sold in New Jersey. The game's website showed. A single winner was shown in the jackpot that has been growing since early December. Going into the drawing, the estimated jackpot was $1.13 billion, game officials said in a statement. Just because the ticket was sold in New Jersey doesn't mean the winner lives there. Last time someone won the jackpot was December 8th. When there was no winner, the jackpot rolls over. The jackpot now reset to its default $20 million. Oh, those poor bastards only won $20 million. They're going to be crying, right?
Oh,
The lottery
darn.
game is played in 45 states, as well as Washington, D.C., and the U.S. Virgin Islands. In more weird news, this is from AP News. Stephanie Dazio. The headline says, Lego head mugshots add to California's debate on policing and privacy. A Southern California police department has been handcuffed by Lego after the toy company asked the agency to stop adding Lego heads to the cover of the faces of suspects in images it shares on social media. The Marietta Police Department has been using Lego heads and emojis to cover people's faces in posts on social sites since at least early 2023. But the altered photos went viral last week after the department posted a statement about its policy, prompting several news articles and later the request from Lego. Why the covered faces, the department wrote on March 18th in an Instagram post that featured 5 people in a lineup, their faces covered by Lego heads with varying expressions. The post went on to reference the California law that took effect on January 1st, limiting departments in sharing mugshots on social media. Of course, if you are arrested, it does not mean you are guilty, so they need to stop doing that. Exactly. Being arrested is not the same as being guilty. Put your mugshot out there. Like, what the hell is that? Like, come on.
This guy's a dangerous criminal. They literally kicked down a fire hydrant by accident with their car and they got arrested. They're a dangerous criminal. Yeah. That's all people think when they see mugshots. A dangerous criminal.
She was stealing milk to feed her family. Here's her mugshot. The Marietta Police Department prides itself on transparency with the community, but also honors everyone's rights and protections as afforded by law, even suspects, the department wrote. Across the U.S., law enforcement agencies have often posted galleries of photos for Mugshot Mondays and Wanted Wednesdays to social media in efforts to bolster community engagement. Oh, yeah.
And shame them
Laugh
and
at your
ostracize them
neighbors.
from society. We fired you because you saw your mugshot on Mugshot Monday. Okay, thanks. Now I don't have a job.
Look at that woman who had no chance to do her hair or makeup. Look how she looks. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Let's make fun of the rest of her life. Let's ostracize her. Oh, God.
Yeah, fucked up.
The worst. Are we paying these? Speaking of which, we are paying their salaries. Taxpayers.
Yeah.
Why do they get away with this shit? Anyway, again, at least California passed a law against it. But experts increasingly point to the harmful effects of putting such images online. No shit. Hello. Innocent till proven guilty. People awaiting trial, mugshots can carry a presumption of guilt. Absolutely. Yep. 100%. I mean, I don't even think there's even a chance of 0% people don't think they're guilty. Oh, they probably didn't do it. Nobody thinks that. As for anyone seeking to move past the criminal conviction, the image can make it hard to get a job and haunt them for the rest of their lives. Yep. Of course, everybody says, they may not have done that crime, but what were they doing outside at 2 a.m.? I'm like, is that against the law? I don't know. Under California's new law, police departments and sheriff's offices are now required to remove any booking photo they shared on social media, thank you, including, of course it's much too late, including of people arrested for violent offenses within 14 days unless specific circumstances exist, like the person remains a fugitive and is an imminent threat to public safety. It builds on a previous version of a law that took effect in 2022. The prior law prohibited posting mugshots of all non-violent offenders. Okay, whether it's a violent crime or a non-violent crime, if you're innocent, you're still innocent, no matter what the crime is. It doesn't matter. I mean, what difference does it make what the crime is? This boils my blood for some reason. An innocent person is still innocent.
Social media has ruined the whole justice system completely.
Yeah.
Because the
police
internet's
think
forever.
It's their job.
So I'm hoping everyone will pass a law like this, and then also Google or whoever will scrub the entire internet of all mugshots. Just delete them all, because it's blackmail.
I'm on a jury, right? I'm on a jury. I don't have any freaking opinion whatsoever, but I did see that mugshot online, but it's stored in my memory. I don't really remember it, but as soon as the trial starts, oh yeah, the guy in the mugshot, he did it. Anyway. It builds in a previous version. The prior law prohibited posting mugshots in Iowa. It also said departments should remove mugshots already posted to social media, identifying any defendant who requested if they can prove their record was sealed, their conviction was expunged, or they were found not guilty, among a handful of other reasons. Oh my Lord, you have to go through all that trouble to get your old picture down. Marietta police had an internal discussion about posting photos of arrestees in general and announced their new department policy in Instagram 2023. The community had requested more of their weekly roundup posts, so the department said it started using Lego heads and emojis to comply with the law while still engaging the Marietta residents. But on March 19th, the toy company reached out and respectfully asked us to refrain from using their intellectual property in our social media content, which of course we understand and will comply with it. Said Lieutenant Jeremy Durant said in a statement, "We are currently exploring other methods to fully share our content in a way that is engaging and interesting to our followers." It's not engaging, it's only interesting to scumbags. Sorry. Lego did not respond to multiple emails
Also,
requesting comment.
you're the freaking police office. Who gives a shit about your social media following? Oh, we need to get sponsorships from, I don't know, handcuff companies. Like, who gives a shit? Like, the only use of social media for most people is to make some money, to get sponsorships, or to share stuff with your family. I don't think sharing the recent arrest you did on Tuesday needs to be shared.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Public.
I don't know why. Yeah, the only social media presence the police have to be doing is to warn you about actual crime.
Yeah.
Not just going, we arrested some people and we don't know if they're guilty or not because we're not judge or jury, but you decide whether they're guilty. Here's their picture. That's what they were doing. The California law's primary sponsor, Assembly member Corey Jackson, said that while the Lego heads protect people's privacy, he wonders how Marietta residents will see it. Do they want people who are being paid with their tax dollars be paid to put Lego faces on art so it can be shown on social media?
Yeah, give
while
me that
they could
job.
be doing other things that could be protecting them, Jackson told the Associated Press. That's for them to decide. Yeah,
what do you do at the police office? Oh, I just put stickers and Lego heads on people's pictures. And they pay me an hourly wage for that.
Yeah, somebody got laid off this month. I was doing an important job, but I got this job and I'm doing it. And it's absolutely provides no service to anyone anywhere. It just embarrasses people. While Marietta's use of Lego heads follows the law, Jackson said, other agencies are trying to find loopholes by posting images showing suspects in the back of police cruisers are handcuffed at crime scenes. Oh yeah, okay, again. Arguing that they're the same as booking photos. I think I would sue them if they did that to me. You cannot put my picture on an arrest. I'm sorry. Just because you think I broke the law doesn't make me guilty.
The crazy thing about our society is once you're in those handcuffs, suddenly you're not a person anymore.
If law enforcement wants the public to trust them and wants to support them, as they say they want to implement law and order, how does their active gamesmanship on trying to skirt the law themselves help in achieving that? Oh, burn!
Yeah.
Sick burn. Oh, obey the law. Don't even try to skirt the law. But we're the cops. We can skirt the law all we want. Got it.
Think the quiet part out loud, huh?
Yep. Unless you want to do the brackets now. That's the end of that story.
No, first we're going to do my culture segment. Wow, the police are scumbags. Who would have thought?
Well, let's not generalize, but I've never understood this.
I really need to share all the mugshots. I'm so bored at work doing paperwork. Let me go on the Facebook page and do Monday mugshots.
If your self-esteem is so pathetically low that you get your jollies out of looking at other people's mugshots on the internet, you're a loser. Back to you.
Okay. For our culture segment, this is going to be a short one, but it's an update because of all the drama that has been surrounding Johnny Depp and Disney also kind of firing them after all that drama happened. This is from Johnny Walfitz on Uranos Culture. Pirates of the Caribbean producer confirms a series reboot is in the works without Johnny Depp on board. Pirates of the Caribbean may be swashbuckling back onto screens in the near future, although this time without their infamous lead buccaneer. The series producer Jerry Bruckheimer, has said that his plans to reboot the $4.5 billion franchise is in an interview with thecomicbook.com and alluded to not relying on the return of a controversial actor, Johnny Depp, as the lead character, Captain Jack Sparrow. The 80-year-old producer was asked about a new Pirates film alongside a third film in another of his mega successes, Top Gun. Yeah, because Maverick did so well. You just don't know, Bruckheimer said. Because with Top Gun, you have an actor who is iconic and brilliant, and And how many movies he does before he does Top Gun, I can't tell you. We're gonna reboot Pirates, so this is easier to put together because you don't have to wait for certain actors. Okay, let me just have a controversial opinion here. If Johnny Depp is controversial, sure, so is Tom Cruise. Gonna be outright. He's a Scientologist. Stop acting like Tom Cruise is not controversial. He's doing some shit in Scientology. That's a weird cultish-like religion. Just saying, okay? Don't go out saying Tom Cruise is not controversial. Just because he has a good PR team, huh?
He doesn't want to offend him. He wants to keep working with him.
Yeah. But just because he has a good PR team does not mean he's not controversial, okay? I would argue they're both just as controversial as each other.
You know what's controversial about Tom Cruise is that he's really short and he don't work with tall actresses. That's what's controversial.
No, it's definitely the Scientology. That's what's really controversial about him.
Well, 100%.
That too. People just forget about it because he's Tom Cruise, but it's pretty serious, okay?
They forget he's 4 feet tall, too.
Then we did an article, like, I think last year about the Scientologists leaving the Scientology church and being basically sexually harassed or sexually assaulted and threatened and all this stuff. Yeah, okay. Just saying. Somehow they tarnished Tom Cruise's reputation for being involved
read this
in that.
story. Rio Ramallini, the one who was on King of Queens, she has great stories about Scientology and trying to escape. You can't just quit Scientology, folks.
Yeah, it's a cult.
Great. Anyway, we're on to another subject.
But,
sorry.
Yeah, he's basically in a cult. He's not controversial.
Yeah, right.
But
This is Tom Cruise.
Already confirmed in 2022 that Depp wouldn't have hands on deck for a 6th entry into the franchise. After the 5th and most recent film, Dead Men Tell No Tales, which honestly I think was pretty good compared to the 5th one wasn't so great, but the 5th one was actually really interesting. Depp was embroiled in a controversial libel trial with his ex-wife, actor Amber Heard. The 2022 trial dominated media as Depp successfully won a case against Heard for publishing an account in the Washington Post that alleged a man had sexually abused her. Despite his victory in the U.S. trial, Depp lost a similar libel lawsuit against Heard in the U.K. The actor has become a pariah in Hollywood ever since, and rumors have it, right, this is the rumors I've heard, he actually wasn't such a great cast member on the Pirates films because he had a drinking problem and was being a bit rambunctious and belligerent on the set, which made the filming more of a hassle. So as much as people do want to say, oh, it's because he was involved in this media souring of his reputation, I think what it really was is that people were like, it's not worth it. He's difficult to work with because he has a drinking problem and he doesn't, listen to anybody. According to the rumors I've heard from Hollywood insiders or whatever, that's what they've said. He was getting in character,
man.
So
he was doing that method acting.
Yeah, he's too method where he stops the filming of the entire for a day because he doesn't show up. I think specifically in the 4th Pirates Caribbean film, he was showing up late to set all the time. They were like, oh, he's 5 hours late. 5 hours of not working because he's 5 hours late. So
that's not good.
I think that's more likely the cost for this, less the libel lawsuit.
Right, you got to pay the whole crew for the whole day, and if the actor don't show up, you just send them home, and they come back next day and do it all over again.
It's the production company that gets pissed. Disney, for example.
Yeah, right. We've rented this equipment. We don't own it. That kind of thing.
During the trial, Depp and Heard were quizzed about the actor's potential return to the Pirates series. The fact is, Mr. Depp, if Disney came to you with $300 million and 1 million alpacas, nothing on this earth would get you to go back to work with Disney on a Pirates Caribbean film, correct? Heard's lawyer, Ren Rottenborn, asked him. That is true, Mr. Rottenborn. So he also doesn't want to work with them anymore. I remember an interview, which, he could have been lying, but in an interview with the first film, the only reason he even did the films was to make a film for his children back when they were young. He was like, I wanted to do a child's film, and that's why he was doing a lot of kids' films for a while.
Right.
Because he wanted to make films for his children to watch. But now his children are adults, so...
They did Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah. And what else did he make? The one where he played a Native American. Can't remember that one.
I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank. But either way,
I didn't know there was going to be a quiz
his
today.
kid's career films are over. He's going to be in weird Probably
back
only
doing
people will hire him, I guess, at this point, since his reputation
are
is
you kidding
destroyed.
me?
He's a pariah in Hollywood. He's probably going to be doing
Really?
independent European art films or something. I don't know. Who cares? It's his life. He's not
I'll
doing
hire
more
you to be in
Pirates
the-
films.
We'll hire you to be in our film, Johnny. You can't get work. We still like you. Right.
Although the Pirates series has been commercially viable, it has dwindled in critical status since its original outing in 2003. The one consistent linchpin of the series has always been Stepp's presence as the drunken-footed sailor, Captain Jack Sparrow. Yeah, I've heard that a lot. Oh, there can't be a Pirates of the Caribbean film with Jack Sparrow. The reason the fourth film didn't work, it wasn't about Jack Sparrow. But other people also argue the film didn't work because the couple, I can't remember the name now, Elizabeth Swann and I can't remember freaking Orlando Bloom's character, but a lot of people say they were the linchpin of the series, and without them the movie doesn't work. So, however, plans have been floated for some time of new films in the franchise. In 2020, it was reported that 2 films were in the works: a 6th entry of the series written by Craig Mazin, The Last of Us and Chernobyl, and a Pirates stalwart Ted Elliott, as well as a reboot led by Margot Robbie and penned by Christian Hodson, Birds of Prey. Ooh, a Margot Robbie Pirates of the Caribbean film penned by the person who made Birds of Prey. Oh, that would be so interesting. I loved Birds of Prey. That was a great film. But definitely more female-centric, I think, the demographic for that film. In 2022, Robbie said that her female reboot version had been dropped, and Bruckheimer confirmed the studio was prioritizing Mazin and Elliott's script. Too bad. One day we'll see that Margot Robbie Pirates of the Caribbean film, maybe.
What movie she
but
made
there's your
last
update,
year?
your cute little update on the franchise. If anybody cares, I love the franchise. I think I watched it recently. Pirate films are, not very oftenly made, so. Though recently, I think Our Flags Are Black, or what was the name of that? Taika Waititi made a TV show about pirates, gay pirates specifically. That was pretty good. So, I guess now we go into our picks for the 16th and 8th round of the men's bracket.
The men's bracket, which is this year, is very, very chalk. I was looking at how chalk it is this year. I was saying the women's bracket was chalk. The men ain't. If all the favorites win, you would have a 1 versus a 4 and a 2 versus a 3, and everyone.
Yeah, really?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, if every game was right, all the favorites won. But in reality, you've got a 1 versus a 4, a 1 versus a 5, a 2 versus a 3, a 2 versus a 6, right? So far, you got a 5 and a 6. Then you got a 2 versus an 11, a 2 versus a 3, a 5 versus a 1, and a 1 versus a 4.
Yeah, the largest seed
11.
or the lowest seed, I guess, is a 6.
11.
Oh, sorry, yeah, I see, NC State. So we got NC State as 11 and Clemson as a 6, and then I think there was also a 5 in here somewhere. Yeah, 5. San Diego.
But 5 isn't even an upset. That means they beat a 4,
Yeah.
A 5 beat a 4 to get there, in other words.
By the way, this will be a quick segment because
Chalky.
It's way less games. It's not freaking 32 or 64 or whatever we were doing before. So let's go ahead and go to the East region for Yukon and San Diego.
San Diego State.
San Diego State, I'm sorry. Who do you have winning that game?
I've got the Aztecs in an upset because I'm tired of UConn winning games. No other reason.
I also have San Diego winning that as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'm also like,
time.
I love the Huskies, but, maybe it's time for them to not win.
Oh, yeah. San Diego State's a good team. There's no bad teams really left. Anyway,
no, at this point, they're all good teams.
There's no Cinderellas left. It's all, they're going to be close games, likely. Next.
Then for the second game in the East region, we have Illinois and Iowa.
Iowa State. The Cyclones.
Iowa State. I went with Illinois. I'm just going.
With the
they're both
Illini.
I states. There's no real difference for me, so I just went with Illinois. Gut feeling.
So you've got the Illini versus the Aztecs. Is that what you've got? You've got 2 Indian tribes playing.
Yeah.
Who you got winning that one? going to the
Natives,
Final Four.
I guess that's what we're going for. The natives will win this time.
So which ones? You got to pick the next game.
Yes. I was about to go to that. I was just seeing if you're done speaking.
Right on.
All right. And
I've got the Cyclones.
The Cyclones.
Sorry. Yes.
Okay.
Iowa State. Yep.
For the Elite Eight, I have Illinois winning that. I'm just going underdog in the East region there. Illinois is going to win the Elite Eight. Totally.
I gotta take the Aztecs. They were in the Final Four a couple years ago.
So they could do it again.
Might have been last year in the Final Four, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I've got the Aztecs out of that bracket.
The South region, we have Houston and Duke. I went with Houston. I'm going to go chalk with this one.
I'm going to Houston Cougars over to Duke Blue Devils because me, like everyone else, is tired of Duke.
I only like Duke because of their marching band, and they don't participate in the NBA games. I'm sorry, the basketball games. So I don't think they're going to be there.
What game?
Huh?
What games?
I only like Duke for the Blue Devils marching band, but they're not going to be at the basketball game, so that's why I'm going for Houston, because
they should be there.
They should. Do they march around on
the bands?
The court?
Yeah.
Okay. I've never watched it, so I guess I didn't know.
Duke ain't struggling for money, boys. No,
Next, we have NC
that's a
State
rich college.
And Marquette. I'm just going to go with Marquette here. Marquette is a good one. I think a good bet. An easy bet.
Yeah, NC State's on a run.
That's true.
I'm taking Houston Cougars. NC State's on a run. They haven't lost a game. They had to. The only reason they're in the tournament is because they won their conference tournament. That means they have a 5-game winning streak to win that, or 4-game winning streak, and they've been on a streak. So that comes to an end when Marquette beats them.
Exactly.
and then Marquette
for the
makes
Elite
it to the final.
For the Elite Eight, I'm choosing Houston to win the Elite Eight. So against Marquette.
I'm going Homer. I'm going Homer again in this one. I'm taking the 2-seed Marquette Warriors. I'm calling them the Warriors, but they're the Marquette Golden Eagles. I don't know why they changed their name. Nothing really wrong with Warriors. I guess some Indian tribe got offended by it somewhere, but they changed it a long time ago.
Oh, did they?
Time ago.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't even born yet.
Before that, they were the Hilltoppers. I don't remember that.
What is that?
Anyway, I got Marquette. They were on top of a hill. I have no idea. Western Kentucky is called the Hilltoppers. They're still called the Hilltoppers. And Wisconsin played them the other day.
Oh, okay.
No. Marquette played them. They played the Hilltoppers. Hilltoppers versus the ex-Hilltoppers. But
Weird.
They were the Hilltoppers back in the 40s or something. But anyway, I'm taking Marquette to the Final Four. Next bracket.
Yep. We've got the West region, North Carolina versus Alabama, which I chose. I chose Alabama.
Right on. I've got the Crimson Tide of Alabama beating them in an upset.
There's this. I don't know if you know this short maker or TikToker, whatever you want to call him, but he dresses up as a bunch of different waiters, basically a restaurant. It's called the Bistro, and he dresses up at all different the waiters, staff, and the manager. And he has this character in the episodes, which is basically an Alabama fan, and is Crimson Tide. And whenever he's complaining about his food, the manager comes over and he goes, Crimson Tide, whatever. So that's why I guess he's really selling the Alabama thing. So yeah, I went with Alabama.
They're playing the Tar Heels, the North Carolina Tar Heels. Don't forget.
And then for the other game, I'm going to go with Clemson. Clemson versus Arizona. I think the Paw Prints. What are they actually? What is the team actually? The Clemson what?
Tigers.
Tigers. I think the Tigers are going to defeat the Crimson Tide. No, I don't think so. No, I do actually. That is my Elite Eight pick. So I'm choosing Alabama to win, Clemson to win theirs against against Arizona, and then Clemson going to win against the Crimson Tide, the Tigers.
This is the cat game. This is the cat game. The Clemson Tigers and Arizona Wildcats play. I'm going to take the Arizona Wildcats.
Ooh.
And I'm going to have the Arizona Wildcats beat the Crimson Tide, and the Cats are going to the Final Four.
Okay. I didn't write this down for some reason, but I'll write it down now.
Arizona is loaded. I think Arizona might be the champs. Well, we'll get to that next week.
Okay.
They can still lose.
Next, we have... Oh, let me go to my camera.
Purdue won their last game in nearly
region,
40 points.
Midwest region with Purdue and Gonzaga. I'm going Gonzaga. I want Gonzaga to win the whole thing. I don't know why, but that's who I've decided is going to win the whole thing.
Gonzaga Bulldogs, you got, huh?
Yeah.
They're overdue, man. They've been number one seeded several times coming into the tournament and got beat. So they've never won a championship. But they're fifth seeded. Maybe they'll win now with the 5 seed. Who knows? They look good. I will say that. And they destroyed.
It's just my feeling. I want them to win.
They destroyed Kansas. Look at that score, that Kansas game.
89-68. Yeah, I see that here.
Destroyed them, right? And Kansas was higher rated.
And their previous game was also the same. Of course, that was against the 12 seed, but still.
Yeah.
86-65.
Still, 12 seeds are trap games. 12-5 games are trap games. Yeah, I got Gonzaga too, to make that short. Even though Purdue won their last game by 40 points.
Oh, yeah. Purdue is 106-67. That's crazy. But I want Gonzaga to win. I just want them, so yeah.
Purdue relies too much on their big man. If you get their big man in trouble, they're in trouble. Okay, next game. Last game.
Last game is Creighton versus Tennessee, and I have Creighton winning against Tennessee. And then in my Elite 8, I'm going to go Gonzaga. Okay, they're going to beat everybody and get to the Final Four. They're going to win the whole championship, okay? Call it now.
That, right on. Hell yeah, I would go. That's not a bad pick. Now, Creighton, of course, the Creighton Blue Jays, are playing Tennessee Volunteers, and the winner of that game is going to be Creighton. Because Big East all the way. Because the Big East got screwed in this tournament, and they only got 3 teams.
Region.
No, the Big East only got 3 teams in: Marquette, Creighton, and Connecticut, and they're all 3 years still playing. Imagine that, right?
Yeah.
Because I guess the rest of the teams weren't good enough to be in the tournament, but Virginia was with their 10 points in the first half. But anyway,
10-point game. Oh.
I'm taking Creighton, and I'm taking Gonzaga to go to the Final Four. So my Final Four is Arizona, Gonzaga, Marquette, and San Diego State. What's your Final Four?
Oh, my Final Four is Houston, Illinois, Clemson, and Gonzaga. So,
all right, there you go. Now we can do this day in history.
Yes, to this day in history.
On this day in history, we'll whip through this as fast as possible. And I did not bother to get a mic drop, but you can maybe play a clip of Khrushchev or something. I was looking for something from Khrushchev because
I'm gonna look for something with Gonzaga to hype them up to win.
All right, then. 1351 on this day as part of the struggle between Charles Blois, supported by the King of France, and John of Montfort, backed by the King of England, over succession to the Duchy of Brittany. Their knights waged the Battle of the 30. The Battle of the 30 near Plormel. Oh, how about that, man? In 1625, upon the death of James I, Charles I ascended to the throne of Great Britain and Ireland. He looks like Michael Palin from Monty Python.
Michael
1814. Yeah, you know, the guy who's trying to sell you a dead parrot. That guy. So he actually looks like the dead parrot guy. He's pining for the fjords. In 1814, at the Battle of Horseshoe Bend in Topeka, Alabama, in the Creek War, Andrew Jackson and his 3,000 troops defeated the Creek Indians, slaughtering more than 8,000 warriors and imprisoning 500 women and children. Which, again, why is Andrew Jackson on our fucking $20 bill? He's a piece of shit. 1886, German architect Ludwig Mies van der Rohe, whose rectilinear forms crafted a elegant simplicity epitomized by the international style of architecture, was born. Yay, 1886. the architecture world is the only people who know that guy's name. 1950, maybe, I don't know. 1950, American domestic Mary Mallon, better known as Typhoid Mary, was placed under quarantine in North Border Island, New York City. That lasted until her death in 1938. A typhoid character, she was allegedly responsible for outbreaks of typhoid fever and killed a lot of children. And she worked as a cook. And they told her she couldn't work as a cook, and she went back as a cook. Totally ignoring him, and could carry typhoid, but not die from it. Typhoid Mary. 1927. Mstislav Rostropovich, one of the best-known cellists of the 20th century and music director for National Symphony Orchestra in Washington, D.C., was born in Azerbaijan. 1958, Nikita Khrushchev replaced Natalie Bulganin as premier of the Soviet Union and started banging his shoe on the gun thing and telling the United States that we will bury you. That's a speech I was looking for. I couldn't find it. American director and film writer Quentin Tarantino was born on this day in 1963, so he's turning my age. His films include Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction, and are noted for the stylized violence, razor-sharp dialogue, and fascination with film and pop culture. Happy birthday, Quentin Tarantino. 1975, construction began on the Trans-Alaska Pipeline, spanning 800 miles. The oil pipeline cost $8 billion and was completed in 1977. 1977, also on this day, two airplanes, a Pan Am 747 and a KLM 747. Both of them hold a lot of people, and they collided on a runway in the Canary Islands. Now that's human error. Killing 582.
What the hell, man?
Yep, I remember that happening. The Canary Islands is it's a refilling stop. That's all it is. Anyway, two planes couldn't fit on that island at once, apparently. I have no idea. 1998, the drug Viagra from the pharmaceutical company Pfizer was approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration for the use in treating erectile dysfunction, or as they call it on TV, ED. 2002, American comedian Milton Berle, who was popular entertainer in early days of television in the United States, known as Mr. Television, died at the age of 93. 2020, North Macedonia became the 30th country to join NATO. And their time capsule, British troops seize Charon, an important city in the Italian Eritrea, on this day in 1941, right towards the beginning of World War II. Other featured event, Cleopatra reinstated as Queen of Egypt. The legendary Cleopatra VII Thea Philopator, aided by her Roman lover Julius Caesar, was reinstated as co-ruler of Egypt this day in 47 BC, following a civil war with her brother Ptolemy VIII. And our featured biography, Mariah Carey's birthday today. Mariah Carey turns 54. She was born in 1970. Mariah Carey is 54, born in March.
She's looking
born
good.
in Huntington, New York. And of course, as with Britannica's their policy, they still can't do math, and they're listing her as 53. 1886, Ludwig is the birthday of Ludwig Mies van der Rohe, American architect. Did I already just cover that guy and I couldn't pronounce his name? I believe so. It's like, yep, same guy. Couldn't pronounce his name this time either. Okay. Ludwig Mies van der Rohe. It's easier to pronounce this time. 1950, Julia Alvarez, Dominican-American author and educator, and Mariano Rajoy, 1955 was his birthday, Prime Minister of Spain. We did Quentin Tarantino and Mariah Carey. And what day is it today? Today is...
I'm going to need you to save more time, so...
Okay, well...
Talk about something more, yeah.
It's National Joe Day, so our president's a Joe. There's a trivia question for you.
Is it not coffee?
No, it just says, hi, my name is Joe.
Oh, wow.
Our president's named Joe. He is the first Joe
Where's
to be
National
president.
Roger Day or National Allison Day? What the hell, man?
I'm sure we get one. I have no idea. But either way, he's the first Joe to be president. Did you know that? There's never been a Joe.
No, it's, yes.
Of the United States.
His full name's
Isn't
not
that
secretly
weird?
Joseph or something?
It's Joseph Robinette
Oh.
Biden. His middle name is Robinette. I have no idea what that means. It must be a last name, right?
Robinette.
Somebody's, yep. And National Scribble Day. I thought it said Scrabble, but it's National Scribble Day. So
Scribbly scribble.
Scribble. And it's National Little Red Wagon Day. National Little Red Wagon Day, which is I remember that from Elmer Fudd. That'll fix your little red wagon. That'll fix your little red wagon, you wascally wabbit. National Spanish Paella Day. You know what paella is? You still need more time. I can describe
it's like
the
a
ingredients
big
of
pot.
paella.
It's like a hot pot, really. It's just a bunch of stuff in a pot.
March 27th, the annual observation, and here comes a pop-up video that I don't want to see. March 27th, the annual observance of National Spanish Paella Day, a rice dish from Spain. Paella has become very popular and is known worldwide. It doesn't say. At lunchtime, workers in the fields would make a rice dish in a flat pan over a fire. They mixed in whatever they could find, such as rabbits, snails, vegetables. Later, for special occasions, chicken was added. Paella has spread to every region of Spain and worldwide, using almost any type of ingredient that goes well with rice. So it's basically rice stew. Paella. Basically, put anything in it. And that's all the days that are today for today, which is March 27th. And I got to sing a song about paella.
Is there like a special thing you can go into more detail about today?
Well, we can tell you about National Joe Day. Why that has to exist. Since we don't have a national like Mel Day or
exactly. Why is there a National Joe Day?
National Joe Day March encourages everyone, and again a pop-up. Encourages everyone to enjoy a cup of Joe with all your friends named Joe, Joey, Joseph, Joe, Joey, Joe, Joseph, Josephine. While you're at it, don't forget Joette, Jody, Joanna, Jody.
Oh, so it's everyone.
Jody with an I-E, Jody with a Y. Another any variant of the name Joe. How about Bobby Joe? How about Billy Joe? If you didn't know that, you could create quite a few nicknames for this one name. According to the Social Security Administration, Joseph ranked number 6 from 1893 to 1899 behind John, William, James, George, and Charles. In 1910, it moved to number 5. From 1911 to 2005, it ranked number 12 or lower. Famous for Joe's, Joanne's populate the world, or fill many roles. So their name does not define them. Just check out the variety of hats they wear. Nope, it's not about a cup of coffee.
Did somebody pay for that or something? Yeah, it's just like...
I think this website just makes them up.
Really? It's just like,
sure.
Let's pick a name for today. We don't have enough days.
National Widow Wed Wagon Day is on the last day of March. I'm going to read it as Elmer Fudd. On the last day of March, National Widow Wed Wagon Day celebrates the memories of making the ones already made. One iconic toy wields the power of imagination for adults and the children alike. It brings us together to explore, laugh, and play. Widow Wed Wagon Day. Okay, there's my Elmer Fudd impersonation. Are we ready yet?
Okay, I made a highlight real quick.
For nearly 100 years, radio flyers bring smiles to kids of all ages and creating warm memories that last a lifetime. As a brand, Radio Flyer has always supported the unstructured outdoor play and its positive impact on children. With their 100th anniversary on the horizon, Radio Flyer would like to establish a day that celebrates kids' imaginations and the vehicles that help them to explore it. Their wagons. There you go. There's my 70s film
that's
clip,
it.
Classroom film clip voice.
We can end the show.
All right, no more Elmer Fudd.
Did you already do the date?
March 20th.
Okay.
I did that a while ago, but you forgot. March 27th, 2024 for Before Coffee.
This has been Allison from the Netherlands here, who's really excited about Gonzaga winning the whole tournament. Totally gonna happen.
Oh boy.
Purdue's not gonna stomp into the ground. And
They're still in the women's tournament.
Maybe, but maybe I can. Yeah. I don't know. I have to repick my whole women's tournament because I have nobody in the tournament right now.
No.
And I have two. I have two in the tournament right now. So
no, they're not in the women's tournament.
And I'll see you tomorrow for Themeless Thursday on More Before Coffee. Take care out there. Here is your mic drop moment.
Kick it outside, and the 3-ball goes for the one. Greg, and he'll have a chance for a 3-point play. Cleared by Parker Brown. Lob ahead, KJ Adams. Glen Ellen, Illinois, and that's his first point. And Huff got them both. 6 to shoot. Adams will do the honors.
That's his area. He won't step perfect.
That's a good call. Yeah. Hickman got it. His first points. Nolan Hickman. Huff got that one.
I told you can knock him down, and he's not shot.
Dickinson, little hesitation, and then to the rack.
At 7-2, that is big hand for the nice finish.
Hickman to tie it. Got it. And Adams play catch. Harris with a shot. And it goes. Here's an open look for Greg. Buried it.
And that's what...
There's a no-look pass inside. Great feed from that dribble. Trying to feed it inside to Greg. Greg working against Adams. Off the window. Big Ben. Baseline pass to Timberlake, and he was free throw line at 19 on Thursday. Not this time. Dana.
Guys, we talked about Bang. It gives us better defensive options on ball screens when we can have those bigs out there. It's a whole.
This time he sets the pick for Nebart. He's going to get it back. He's going to feed it underneath the wide open.
Effort by Adams and Timberlake.
Doesn't Dickinson have to get there it goes. I was going to say, you want to get him a touch. And lob it into Dickinson on the inside this time. He'll go to the free throw line. Hits his first free throw. Watch. And 9.5 this year. 18 and 11. Double. Nebart alive underneath the Watson. And Watson makes it.
Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and notify buttons, and follow our other channels, Toxic Alley, History of Gravy, and Scratchy Old Records.